A deadly school shooting in Oxford, Michigan. We have more on the tragedy and what comes next.
Stay tuned to hear about the Mississippi abortion case that could result in the repeal of Roe v. Wade.
And CNN has announced the suspension of an anchor after a violation of CNN's rules. More on this coming up.
And Kent State men's basketball head coach Rob Senderhoff had the chance to grab his 200th career win Tuesday. Find out if he got it done and more as TV2 News starts now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Wednesday evening, Portage County. Thank you for joining us. Your time is 6:01. I'm Anna Louden.
And I'm Erin Sullivan.
The Supreme Court heard the case challenging Roe v. Wade. Anti-abortion and pro-abortion protesters gathered outside the Supreme Court.
TV2's Jason Cohen has more. Jason?
The Supreme Court heard oral arguments today in a Mississippi abortion case that could result in the repeal of Roe v. Wade. The 1973 landmark decision guaranteeing a woman's right to obtain an abortion nationwide prior to viability. This means for the final trimester of pregnancy, the state could promote its important and legitimate interest in potential life and ban abortion except when necessary for the woman's life or health.
To choose the right to control her own body has been clearly set for since Casey and never challenged. You want us to reject that line of viability and adopt something different. 15 justices over 50 years have, or I should say 30 since Casey, have reaffirmed that basic viability line. 4 have said no, 2 of them members of this court, but 15 justices have said yes, of varying political backgrounds. Will this institution survive the stench that this creates in the public perception that the Constitution and its reading are just political acts?
The Mississippi law that challenges Roe v. Wade bars abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. This could bring abortion bans to as many as half the states in the country already expected to enact bans at all stages of pregnancy, many without exceptions for rape and incest. Women who are unable to travel hundreds of miles to gain access to legal abortion will be required to continue with their pregnancies. Although the court seemed poised to uphold this law, the fate of Roe v. Wade is less than certain. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Jason Cohen, TV2 News.
The United States' first confirmed case of the Omicron variant has been identified in California. In a White House briefing, Dr. Fauci said the confirmed case is from a person who traveled from South Africa on November 22nd and tested positive for COVID the following day. The individual is self-quarantined with all of their close contacts having tested negative for the virus. Although the person is fully vaccinated, they are experiencing mild symptoms.
And Portage County hospitals are dealing with an increase in patients and a shortage of beds as COVID-19 cases continue to rise. The UH Portage Medical Center used about 73% of their beds the week of November 19th, a percentage they haven't seen likes of since July 2020. This includes 12 of the 16 ICU beds in use. Cases in Portage have increased drastically in the month of November with a 20% jump just last week.
In sticking with local news, President Diakin announced today that the initial phase of the university's search for the new vice president for university communications and marketing is almost complete. 3 candidates were announced today as finalists. The candidates will participate in campus visits next week that include virtual public presentations and interviews with faculty, staff, students, and administrators.
3 candidates.
The 3 candidates are Todd Woodward, Rebecca Murphy, who currently serves as interim vice president, and Stephen Ward.
Good afternoon, Portage County. With snow on the ground and winter in full spin, how are things looking right now in Kent? So, as you can see, overall the temperatures haven't been too bad, not in the freezing quite yet here, although we are sitting at 44 degrees, and as many of you have probably noticed, we have had a bit of precipitation today. It's been nothing crazy, but has been a little chilly here, and a little bit of rain here as well. However, that rain is going to continue for a few more hours here until 8 o'clock. And then after 8 o'clock, the rain should start to teeter off a little bit, and then we'll have some cloudy skies for the rest of the evening here, sitting at 43 degrees. That's really nice to see. And let's move forward. Let's take a look at our northeastern Ohio temperatures here. As you can see, they're kind of sitting around the mid to low 40s here, with the both ends of the spectrum here, 45 in Cleveland there and 46 in Ashtabula, and then down here, 41 in Worcester and Mansfield. Yeah, so those are the northeastern Ohio temperatures. Overall, it's looking not too bad. That's all from me for right now, but stay tuned because after the break, we're covering the statewide and weekly temperatures.
Thanks, Michael. School bells were replaced by police sirens Tuesday after a mass shooting at Oxford High School in Oxford, Michigan left 3 students dead. As the investigation begins, authorities now looking for a possible motive. Isabel Rales in Oxford, Michigan with the latest.
We're here for the worst kind of tragedy.
Another community shaken by a shocking act of violence.
We hoped and prayed it would never come to Oakland County, but it has.
At least 3 students were killed and 8 people were injured Tuesday afternoon when a 15-year-old male sophomore allegedly opened fire at a high school in Oxford, Michigan.
We have tragically lost 3 students, a 16-year-old male, 14-year-old female, and a 17-year-old female.
Authorities say the suspect was apprehended with a handgun, still containing 7 rounds.
When they took it from him, he had a loaded firearm and he was coming down the hall. That, again, I believe, interrupted what potentially could have been 7 more victims.
The suspect is not speaking to law enforcement, according to the county sheriff, and cannot yet be identified due to his age. Student video of the chaos shows a teacher barring the door and directing the class's escape out a window. Teenagers fearing for their lives.
The very first thing in my head was, this is actually happening. I'm going to text my family, say I love them, just in case if I were to die.
The sheriff vowing to find answers and justice.
We will leave no stone unturned.
In Oxford, Michigan, I'm Isabel Rosales.
For the coronavirus, stay tuned to find out how long the basketball star could be sidelined.
In 1 year in the beauty business, we have more on how these female entrepreneurs fared during such a challenging time.
What are you doing in there? What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading a campus tour, and another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The COVID-19 pandemic impacted a number of small business, but quite a few remained strong during such a challenging time. Our Marz Anderson has more on what he calls the black hair hustle.
Thanks, Anna. 2 Akron women sought out to build their black businesses in the midst of the pandemic, and after 1 year, they're showing the hustle don't stop. When we met Khadijah Scott and Jordan Lacey last year, both women took a leap of faith opening hair businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I've learned a lot.
I've seen myself grow, I've seen myself thrive, I've seen myself do the things that I really thought that I could not do.
With such a challenging climate across the world, both women have endured and changed their lives.
Just recently, I went on a trip for my daughter's birthday. And even on the trip, I kind of caught myself thinking like, you wouldn't have been able to do this if you were still working at your old company. I always say it's not really the money that I'm after, it's more so the freedom.
Even with Scott's success, she says she's always learning, taking more classes, and even mentoring others. Lacey desires to network and meet new people, but she's grateful for the clients who've become her family.
I've had clients that made me aware of my importance, like they gave me my purpose. I help people.
Of course, becoming a hashtag girl boss has had its share of challenges.
Doing everything by myself. It was really, really hard.
I'm very hard on myself with everything that I do. Like if it's not perfect or dang near perfect, I'm literally crushing inside.
But investing the time and dedication has made all the difference in more ways than one.
For like a black business, I just want to be a walking billboard. Like there's no reason not to be. If the talent is there, then I'm gonna promote.
And to their customers, an immense amount of gratitude.
They're needed to me just as much as I am needed to them.
I can't thank them enough.
There may be no business like show business, but beauty will always be in business. Reporting in Akron, Marz Anderson, TV2 News.
And a survey done by the National Retail Federation says holiday shoppers will spend nearly $1,000 on average this year. Celebrating the holidays looks to be even more expensive this year due to the supply chain and inventory shortages. Luckily, TV2 has some quick tips for you to keep the price down, like budgeting how much you want to spend. Utilizing credit card reward programs and tracking spending could help you avoid breaking the bank this holiday season.
And looking for a few fun ways to celebrate this holiday season this winter, Northeast Ohio has a bundle of flashy and festive events coming up. From ice skating to light displays, parades, and interesting dining experiences, Northeast Ohio has a lot to offer this holiday season. So to start off, the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo has transformed into a winter wonderland with over 1 million lights in holiday-themed areas all around the zoo. Along the river, Rivergate Park and Merwin's Wharf have lots of festive activities, including ice skating, a beer garden, and a dining in an igloo. The Nella Park will continue their tradition for the 97th year and light their light display that stretches along Noble Road for several blocks. Looking for a little more thrill, visit the Millstream Reservation for a 700-foot toboggan chute. There are many ways to celebrate and enjoy the holiday season in Northeast Ohio, so be sure to check out these festive events. Well, do you guys think we need snow to celebrate this holiday season? Are you okay with just having cold weather?
You know, okay, I'm always in the boat where the snow's nice. I think it's only necessary on Christmas Day, but it's appreciated when it is around.
I do think it helps me get in more of the mood, but I hate when it snows and then just melts, like what it just
Exactly,
did. That
yeah.
was terrible.
Exactly.
I love snow. Any snow, give it to me. I feel like I'm in a snow globe.
I'm in the same boat, except for when I'm driving.
If it's going to be cold out, it might as well be snowing. Right?
True.
I agree.
That is true. So taking a look at the statewide temperatures here, they're actually pretty similar to the Northeast Ohio temperatures, except for it being mid 40s to low 40s. We're actually sitting more at low 40s to high 40s here, with Cincinnati down there being the outlier at 49 degrees, with it being more concentrated around mid 40s towards around northeastern Ohio there. And then as we take a look at the radar here, like I mentioned earlier, we do have some precipitation, although as we move into the evening here towards 8 o'clock, right now at 6 o'clock, there is some overcast here, but it is going to be moving this way. So in a couple hours here, it should be over our heads, and the precipitation should stop, which is great to see. And then taking a look at the weekly temperatures here, today sitting at 44 degrees. However, tomorrow it's going to jump all the way to 54 degrees with a little bit of sun, which is great to see, and it's a pretty substantial jump there. However, as we move into the weekend here, we getting a little bit more cloud on Saturday there, clouds on Saturday there, and then as we move into Sunday, we're getting some more precipitation. It's going to be raining on Sunday, but as we move into Monday, we're going to be getting a little bit of snow there, a little bit of rain and snow, and we'll be ending the week off with snow, which is great to see. And all right, that's all for me. This has been Michael Vicario, your Wednesday newscast weather anchor. For more information on weather, visit kentwire.com/weather. Stay warm and safe, Portage County.
Thanks, Michael. Today is National AIDS Day, and President Joe Biden is expected to unveil a new strategy in the fight against the disease. He says this plan is different from others since it recognizes racism in marginalized groups as part of the public health issue.
His plan would prioritize Black women, trans women, people 13 to 24 years old, drug users, and Black, Latino, and Native American men. The goal is to prevent new infections, improve the outcomes for people living with HIV, and reduce health inequity, all by the year of 2030.
And according to a survey by CNN, 30% of most American young adults are concerned about the U.S. and its democracy. 55% of young adults say they are fearful more than hopeful on the future of America, a shift from earlier this year when most said they were hopeful. Only turning around 1/3 of young American adults described in the U.S. as a healthy democracy.
70% of young Republicans say they are fearful, and 45% of young Democrats say they are also fearful. Young Americans have so far given President Biden a negative approval rating. The numbers of disapproval have raised since March. 1/3 of young Americans say they are politically engaged, which is a dramatic increase from 2009, when only 24% of young adults said they were politically active.
And CNN announced the suspension of anchor Chris Cuomo in order to evaluate conduct. This comes after revelations were made in the New York City Attorney General's investigation into his brother. Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo documents were released in court highlighting the Chris Cuomo's involvement in the case, saying he offered advice to his brother's staff. CNN said this is a clear violation of their rules, but acknowledges that he wanted to put his family before the job.
And LeBron James was sidelined on Tuesday for the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Sacramento Kings due to a positive COVID-19 test. The NBA's safety protocols say he must sit out for 10 days and receive 2 negative test results within 24 hours. James has revealed back in September that he is vaccinated. James said he chose to get the vaccination for me and my family. James joins a long list of NBA stars, including Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, and Jason Tatum.
Some say breakfast is the most important part of the day, but others may argue that this thing is the most important. More information on this important part of the day when TV2 returns.
And last night, Ohio State welcomed in the #1 team in the nation. Find out how the Buckeyes fared against Duke next.
Hayden, I can't speak. Who's gonna do the commercial if I can't speak?
I mean, I think the obvious decision is that I'm going to be the voice. I am, an ex-theater major.
Whatever, an ex-theater major. I am a theater major.
I have a theater performance minor. Mine is just as important.
I bring the entertainment to this show, so go ahead.
Obviously, it should be me, because ain't nobody as fierce as I am.
Oh, no. It should be me, because I'm a freshman. And obviously, freshmen are more important, right?
No, it should be us, because we're the oldest.
Exactly. And we have Andy Joe. Hello.
Everybody wait.
The only voice that should end this commercial is The College Voice, Fridays at 2 p.m. Now say it with me.
Watch The College Voice on Fridays at 2 p.m.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Matt Corrali, and here is what's happening in the wide world of sports. The Kent State men's basketball team took on the Point Park Pioneers last night and took home a 107-41 win as head coach Rob Senderhoff earned his 200th career coaching win. Leading the way for the Golden Flashes include freshman Jalen Solinger, who put up 24 points and 5 assists, and redshirt sophomore Giovanni Santiago, who put up 18 points. The Golden Flashes will take on Towson on Monday night. Here's Coach Senderhoff, fresh off his 200th win.
I've got a great group here this year that I think, we're just scratching the surface on where we can be as a group. And, there's a lot of people that helped me throughout my career here at Kent and to get to this point. So just thankful of all of them. And, and then I also say to myself, I wish it happened 2 games ago because we're 4-2. So, you want to win every game that you play. So you're saying, dang, we could have gotten this done down in Florida 2 games ago. As far as 200 wins, here at Kent, thankful for the people that have given me, and they know who they are. I'm not going to talk about every person, but a lot of people have helped me get to this point. So thankful for them. For giving us this opportunity, me and my family.
Last night, the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team welcomed in the #1 team in the nation, the Duke Blue Devils. Will the Buckeyes pull off the upset in Columbus, or will the Blue Devils live up to their #1 ranking? Let's head to the Nut House in Columbus to find out. As there's a look at the Ohio State student section who's ready to welcome in Coach K and the #1 Blue Devils. We're actually going to start to pick it up late second half. This is Cedric Russell shooting from 3 in the quarter, and it's good to put the Buckeyes within 2. Now, Ohio State up 1 with 20 seconds and counting. E.J. Liddell, tough fadeaway, good! Ohio State goes up 3. Duke needs a 3 to tie. This is Paolo Bencaro for the tie. No, too strong. Rebound Russell, and he will sink his 2 free throws as he gets fouled, and down goes #1, and it's stormed the court time in Columbus as Ohio State stuns the college basketball world by disrupting the Coach K farewell tour by the final score of 71-66. And Tuesday night, the College Football Playoff Committee announced their playoff rankings after rivalry week commenced in college football. And there's one team that captivated to the top 4 after their big win over Ohio State. The Michigan Wolverines leaped to the 2nd spot in the playoff. Other than that, everything remained the same, with Georgia at 1, Alabama at 3, and Cincinnati at 4. Now, this will change on Sunday because Georgia and Alabama will play each other for the SEC Championship on Saturday. You can catch how all the action goes down all day Saturday, starting at noon. And that will do it for us at Sports. For more TV2 sports coverage, make sure to tune into Sports Corner every Monday night at 8 o'clock, live streaming right here on KentWire.com. For TV2 Sports, I'm Matt Corrali, and I'll see you right back here on Wednesday at 6. Good night.
And take a guess at 2021's Word of the Year. We'll give you the answer after the break.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Every one of us has a voice, and every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making, a voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.
Merriam-Webster has officially announced the word of the year. The 2021 word of the year is vaccine. Merriam-Webster said the word vaccine holds particular significance as a medical term and a vehicle for ideological conflict. The word of the year is determined by data. Searches for the word vaccine have increased by over 601%. Last year's word was pandemic.
And just in case you needed a reminder to take care of your personal hygiene, it's National Hand Washing Awareness Week. This week starts today and ends December 7th. The goal? To make sure everyone is washing their hands to prevent disease. The CDC calls washing your hands a self-given vaccine, emphasizing the importance during the COVID-19 pandemic. They give 5 steps to ensure it's done properly. Wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry.
This day in history is definitely a remarkable one. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was jailed after not giving up her seat to a white passenger on a Montgomery, Alabama bus, which was a violation of the city's segregation law.
This incident led to the Montgomery bus boycott led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parks worked as a seamstress and joined the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in 1943. Her legacy lives on today.
Okay, I have to ask, what is everyone's favorite type of soap? Foaming, beaded, or just the
foaming?
Basic?
I'll say foaming too.
If I had a choice, I would go foaming too.
I feel like I like the beads.
Really?
Like Bath and Body Works beads?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives a good scrub.
True.
It
that's
does.
True. A scents. Favorite scents?
Ooh, I like the stuff that comes around Christmas. I can't really name anything right
like
now.
The cookie ones?
Oh yeah, the cookie ones.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Like
Vanilla too. I love vanilla.
Catch me with any cute packaging at Bath and Body Works. I'll buy it, no matter the size.
Well, that is all we have for you this evening. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. To stay connected, follow us on social media at Kent Wired.
And visit KentWired.com to get signed up for our bi-weekly newsletter and to get the day's top stories straight to your inbox. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Anna Louden.
Have a great night.
You've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Donate stuff, create jobs.